Nissan has a vision of ultimately having no accidents and no fatalities. And so to accomplish that type of ultimate goal, we have what we call Nissan Safety Shield. And this Safety Shield concept addresses normal driving, a risk hasn't appeared, a risk appears, a pre-collision risk, the collision itself, and then post-collision. And so what we're doing is we're trying to individually address all of these areas with different types of technologies and features on our vehicles. For example, we have forward collision warning, we have lane departure prevention and lane departure warning, we have a blind spot intervention, and also backup collision intervention now on our vehicle. So by applying these different technologies, we can kind of form different layers around our vehicles to help mitigate the risk of crash and the risk to our passengers and also the drivers. These innovative technologies are very new, and we are studying how to apply these to more vehicles as consumer demand grows. For the last 25 years, we've been focused on passive safety, and that's our zone body construction, multiple airbags to help reduce and mitigate injuries in a crash. Where we're headed is how to try and avoid the risk of a crash. So in that area, we've looked at vehicle dynamic control, many of the advanced technologies such as forward collision warning, blind spot warning, lane departure, the rear collision intervention. But ultimately, what we really want to do is be very predictive. How can we do that? Well, how about cars talking to cars, vehicle-to-vehicle communication? And as we move in that direction, ultimately, this type of communication between vehicles can help mitigate and reduce the risk of injuries. So, what are we doing? We're working pre-competitively with other OEMs to develop a vehicle-to-vehicle or in vehicle-to-infrastructure type communication system to help go towards that zero accident and Vision Zero that Nissan has. Rear-view monitors that we have equipped on our vehicles really aren't meant as a safety device, but they're meant as a parking aid to help you get into that parking space, to look for a fixed object that you might run into. For dynamic situations such as people or animals moving in and out of the rear of your vehicle, that environment changes very quickly. And so you shouldn't just rely on that rear view monitor, but you should be checking to see what is around you so you can safely back up your vehicle. Spring's coming up, summer's coming up, and one of the most important things you can do when you go on vacation or any trip is wear your seatbelt. And that is a primary restraint system in your vehicle, and really airbags are just supplemental to help you in a crash. So the biggest thing is wear your seatbelt all the time, don't text on your phone, that's a distraction. And in many of the states, that's against the law now to do. When it comes to your most precious cargo, your children or other children, make sure that they're properly restrained in a child safety restraint system appropriate for their age, size, and weight. And remember, wear your seatbelt, don't text while you're driving, and really the obvious one is don't drink and drive.